Yo, 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 good morning, good morning, good morning, good morning, good people. WTP Sports News live and in the building this morning. We're going to be talking about a wide range of sports topics. Please hit that like button, subscribe to the channels. We're happy to have you here. Me, myself, I go by Post Game. You can find the Post Game podcast on YouTube at Post Game 86. And I got a very special guest with me this morning, my man Mossberger, Level Up Sports 10. How you doing this morning, Moss? Moss?
Man, feeling good, feeling great, sleeping. Man, it's just crazy because of the grind that we be on, man. I've been chopping it up with you since last night, and I had got off and got home at about 6 something this morning, close to 7 o'clock, anticipating this stream. Once you dropped it in the chat yesterday, and I dozed off. And you've been calling me and blowing me up. And I said, Post, I'm getting up. I'm getting showered because we got a banger that we got to drop. And it's good to see you this morning. I'm glad to have that you having me this morning on such a just a marvelous day to start, man. Sunny here in this side of the Midwest through this crazy weather. But it's good to see you this morning.
Yeah, man, this weather in the Midwest is real weird. If you from the Midwest or live in the Midwest, you know what we talking about. 1 second want to freeze and snow, the next is about 50. So they call this fool's gold weather. You still got to
Yes,
buckle up, take care of yourself, keep yourself warm.
indeed.
Boss, we might as well jump right into it, homie.
Yes,
So,
sir. Yes, sir.
the first question we're gonna tackle this morning, and I was surprised when I learned this news. Floyd Money Mayweather and Mike Tyson will have an exhibition fight sometime in the spring. Does this fight interest you? And who you got winning?
It's it's crazy to say that this fight does not interest me. I'm gonna just be all the way honest. I hope it's like a not like the Jake Paul, but we all know Iron Mike Tyson at his age, Floyd Mayweather. We know it's about money, but when I heard about it, I was like, wow. Only if we could have had a fight like this in their prime, this would be the fight to see. This would be what you literally planning for months in advance. You might go a little over in the bank account for planning for this type of fight. You know, them respectively in a prime, but I think it's good for a lot of reasons. Sportsmanship side, I think seeing guys like this get in the ring, just seeing them, have a picture, having that standoff with each other, I think that'd be a classic thing. Um, but for the most part, I think we all know what it's about. It's about making that pocket full and making sure that cash for the long run is good. And I don't know, you know, stuff like this. I want to see actual fights. I don't want to see no exhibition. See who gonna get the biggest bag. See who gonna wake up the next morning richer than we all are. Send some of that bread that y'all getting to the homeless that need things. I mean, I could go on and on, man. You know me, man, but it's just gonna be a good thing in some ways.
Yeah, definitely a money grab. Who do you think will be victorious in this fight? Because you got Mike Tyson, who's a heavyweight. I know he's older now, definitely not the same fighter. And you got Floyd Money Mayweather, who campaigned at 147, 154 weight classes before he retired. Who you think? Do you think Floyd has a chance? Do you think Iron Mike Tyson has a chance? Now I know it's just an exhibition, but who you got winning?
The funny thing, man, we really haven't heard about Mike Tyson. If you think about it, Mike Tyson went into that mode of we know what he did when he took a loss back in the day, how he went into that ball and he really didn't speak to many people. He just focused on life itself. So for me, I think Tyson gonna come out and try to do something. Personally, you know, I don't think he was happy about the last performance he had. The situation at hand with cheeks out and all that madness with the Jake Paul situation. I think he come in more of an Iron Mike Tyson, prepared and ready for the fight, just to get out there and show that he can still do things at his age. Um, I'm gonna go Floyd Mayweather, man. I think he's gonna try to knock Mike out for some odd reason, man. Knowing him, I think he's gonna try to do it just because.
Yeah, I can definitely see Floyd using the ring, moving around, using his legs, what legs he still has left. Do you think Mike Tyson can catch Floyd? Do you think he can catch him with one of them hooks? Because if he can, even at his age, I think he can sit Floyd down, but that's easier said than done. I don't think Mike Tyson can catch Floyd. What about you?
I I piggyback with you on that one, man, because if he could catch him, I think Tyson still got enough power at his age, man. If anybody know you don't want to get hit with one of them by Tyson, I don't care if Tyson's 70. I can still feel it post. So for sure you might want to move and stay out the way, Floyd, because Tyson gonna be trying to hit you with one of them lefts. He gonna try to make you wake up and take out the garbage for the next day for that TMT squad.
He gonna try to knock the Mario coins out of Floyd.
For sure. Ding, ding.
I mean, man,
Sure.
you got a heavyweight and a predominantly welterweight, a
Yeah.
predominant welterweight fighter in an exhibition. I mean, does it interest me? Given the names, yeah, I'm gonna tune in and watch. It's Floyd Mayweather, it's Mike Tyson. What bigger two names than that? I'm not looking for no skilled, action-packed fight. I really could see Floyd, trying to avoiding Mike Tyson for the majority of the rounds, and kind of sneaking in, giving him a couple pot shots, and winning on decision. But I just can't see Mike Tyson winning, even though he's the bigger, stronger guy, because
Yeah.
I have a hard time imagining Mike Tyson catching Floyd Mayweather with a big shot. And I have a hard time seeing a fight like this and Floyd Mayweather sitting in a pocket with Mike Tyson and let him get off. Floyd's gonna be moving around the ring. That's one thing
For
for sure.
sure.
Two things for certain. Floyd is going to be moving around the ring. So, I mean, does it interest me? Yeah, it's Floyd Mayweather and Mike Tyson. Even at ages, I'm still going to tune in and watch, but I'm not expecting fireworks. I'm expecting, a lot of moving around, cat and mouse. Mike Tyson trying to track down Floyd Mayweather. Floyd Mayweather moving around, sticking out his tongue,
Yeah.
hitting with the pot shots, and that's what it'll be. I don't expect no, rumble in the jungle type fight. It's gonna be what it is for these guys at this point in their careers. Any last thoughts on this fight?
Real quick, a question for you in this. Like, thinking about it is because Floyd left, retired. Some people still wanted him in fights. Is this an opportunity for onlookers to take a jab and tell Floyd, come up out of this retirement? You look like you can still go. Is there any possibility?
It's interesting you say that, Moss, because Floyd also announced that he will be unretiring at this age,
Mm,
and I believe he just turned 49. But it, the reason why it's so interesting because he's in the midst of suing, I believe, Showtime, Steven Espinoza for like 300 milli. So if he unretires, is he coming back to do more exhibitions? Is he coming back to actually fight real fighters? Is a Manny Pacquiao two fight, on the horizon? Can we see Floyd Mayweather and Manny Pacquiao
mm.
mix it up again, get that rematch? So, I mean, him unretiring, that's what he announced. And it's going to be interesting to see who Floyd Mayweather takes on in this advanced stage of his career.
Man, it seemed like it opens the door again also for who's the greatest? Who's the greatest, of this generation? Who's the greatest of all time? You kind of start to see these things go out there. And I haven't been I have a boxing fan in my later ages as I've grown up compared to when I was watching it as much when I was younger. You know, my generation, you know, my goat that I like, he just retired. So when it comes to the boxing world, we definitely want to tap into that. We want to get those comments. We want to see what people talking about in this boxing world because I think it's special because it's going to open the door. I think for a lot of things. Pacquiao, Mayweather, that would be something to see. Both of them respectively. Now that's a fight. I think that you would get a fight out of for sure. So, man, I like the fact that you brought that up and mentioned that as well. 300 mil, that's a lot. And man, he
We're,
could definitely get it.
when we talk about Floyd Mayweather and uh and Manny Pacquiao, we saw the first fight years ago. A lot of people were disappointed. They felt like this fight should have been made years before it actually happened. If Floyd Mayweather and Manny Pacquiao were to step in the ring, let's say a year from now, who would you favor in that fight, and what would that fight look like?
Oh man, it's a lot of people may be mad at me. I don't care what people say, what people's opinion on a lot of things, in life. My opinion, I've liked, Manny Pacquiao for a while. He might come out and try to win a fight. I'm going to go Manny Pacquiao. The reason I would go Manny Pacquiao is because me personally, the last fight that they had, I felt a certain way that fight could have went either way, just my opinion. So I think as close as he was to winning that fight, I think train and get himself ready. I know both fighters would definitely prepare for something like that. I go Manny Pacquiao.
So you like Manny Pacquiao in the rematch?
I like Manny Pacquiao in a rematch. When it comes to boxing rematches, it's totally different than any kind of rematch. Some opponents come in more so not prepared, thinking they've prepared enough when that fighter has prepared for two fights in one. The loser most of the time. And I don't know. I just like the way Pacquiao always prepared for fights. I think he could have won the last fight either way. It could have went. Um, it's just my opinion. Like I know people gonna scold me in the comments. I'm ready for it. Um, like I said, Floyd Mayweather. He's not my greatest. When it comes to boxing and this generation or even period. I know some people have him as their greatest, but for me, he's not my greatest. No disrespect. We know the resume. We know what he's done. He's cooked up since he stepped in the ring. But I'm just, uh, I'm just not. He's not my greatest. In other words,
Yeah, no doubt, no doubt. We got Donnell in the chat. Good morning. How you doing, sir? He said Tyson will have to beat Floyd's body in the early rounds. I definitely agree with that. The only problem with it is, can Tyson catch Mayweather's body?
yeah,
I think he's going to be swinging that air because Mayweather is not going to stand still and take that punishment from a heavyweight, even at Mike Tyson's advanced age. I think he still has some pop on those hooks. But I think Floyd Mayweather knows that, and he's going to be trying to run around the ring.
definitely, I agree for sure.
But as far as Floyd Mayweather and Pacquiao, I just think, man, Pacquiao. I think Floyd Mayweather is a bad matchup for Manny Pacquiao. I don't think Floyd is way too defensively sound for a fighter like Manny Pacquiao, who wants to go in there and throw punches at weird angles and throw punches at a high clip. I think uh, you'll see the same fight you saw in the first one, where
Yeah,
Floyd was defensively sound, moved around. You really can't get a good shot at him, and that's how he'll win that fight. But we'll see what happens. We got Donnell back in the chat. Floyd is a technician. Floyd over Pat. I agree. I
It
agree.
made me it just made me think about a few people like growing up in the hood, man. Just make me think of my younger times, man. Shout out to I know a lot of people just look at things when you grow up, you never know like certain things. I was actually in a boxing ring, quite a bit, growing up in a rec center, learning a lot, inspiring with some of the, boxers that we had and learning a lot. Shout out to those from the WTP, man, Andre Cray, um, Peanut. I mean, it's so many that we had, Jerry Page. I mean, if I forget a name, Donnell, help me out in the chat, man. We had so many greats that boxed, you know, in the Windsor Church growing up, kind of gave us a big vision, man. Rest in peace to the homie Tiva, man, who was one of the best to ever do it, man. I know we had, I believe, Michael Clark coming out of there, man. We had so many great boxers. So Bonzel Johnson, I mean, we could go on and on. Of course, the one and only heavyweight champion of the world, Buster Douglas. That's the rec center. His name, Lula Pro Douglas, after his mom. So, a lot of things that people fail to realize right here in the hood. Lula Pearl Douglas. They grew up on the east side, and just a lot, went on in them days. So just shout out to everything that's happened in my childhood. Just learning a different aspect from the boxing side as well.
So I I got a question for Donnell. If you're in the chat, my man, let me know your thoughts. And if you this for you too, Moss. Like,
Mhm.
do y'all think the Floyd Mayweather Mike Tyson exhibition is um, fight party worthy? Are you gathering the homies around, you know, and everybody getting together? You got them good eats going. You probably got some adult beverages and whatnot. Is this like fight party worthy?
I'm a, I'm gonna be honest. I'm gonna say the reason I would say yes is because I know the fight is what you bringing everybody together for, but that togetherness that you can make happen out of a Tyson and Floyd Mayweather party, I think is impeccable. I think you could heal some things in that type of situation. So I'm gonna say, yeah, get the wings going. You know, get that barbecue grill smoking from about 12 p.m. in the afternoon till the fight start. I think the undercards would be something great to watch as well. As we have been seeing in these last few fights, the undercards has been something special. Also, so for me, I'm gonna go with yeah. I'm gonna say yes. Go ahead and light up the smoker, grills, invite the family over, beverages. Everything is good in the hood for this big showdown.
Our man SEC Sean is in the chat. Good morning. Good morning to you, my man. He said Floyd is almost impossible to hit, but if Tyson can connect a few, he has a shot. That was my same thoughts, man. You know how we both think alike.
It's funny. It's funny. SEC Sean. Good morning, SEC Sean. Look, it says good liar, but this is not an actual alcoholic beverage, man. It is a premium non-alcoholic brew. American IPA, man. Good liar. It's a great one. I had a little bit a few weeks ago, so make sure you tap into that as well.
Yeah, y'all know our man Moss just trying to get our sponsorship game up. So you know that's what he do. Donnell said Mike Clark, Tony Snow, Humor Kennedy, etc.
Man, Tony, the you talking about? Oh, we talking about Tony the? Oh my man, we had some like we really like post man. I'm gonna tell you this, man. Like growing up in the hood, man, you had to know how to throw them hands, man. It take me back to sometimes. I know me and my brothers got jumped growing up in the hood, but we learned a lot from that. But you really had to have them hands. I think that's something that pushed some of us into that boxing ring. But I mean, it's man, just seeing that list made me think about man, so many greats that we have, man. So many, so many.
No doubt. I mean, I got to question your childhood if you never gotten in any fist fights, you know.
You ain't got no fist fight or got an ass whooping, man. I don't know what to tell you, my brother.
Donnell back in the chat, he said for sure, if Tyson come to fight before the old school, we will tune in, show these young ones how true we used to do it. That's a fact.
Yeah.
That's a fact. Any closing thoughts on Mike Tyson, Floyd Mayweather, Moss, before we move on?
Let's get ready to rumble. That's all I feel, man. That's all I see. I'm ready for it. I'm excited. I mean, there's nothing really else out there entertaining outside of what I've been seeing in my guy, Shakur Stevenson, what he just did in his last fight. Um, like I said, man, if you out there, you want to tap in with this boxing, um, feel free to reach out, man. We definitely want to tune into it more. Nephew, IBs, I know you're gonna be doing your thing, so I'm definitely looking to get you on sometime soon. Great Griffey Griff, how's it going this morning? It's good to see you in here, boss.
Good morning, man. What's good, man? What's
Doing
going
pretty
on?
good.
Good morning.
Griffey Griff, you came in just in time. I'm always happy to see you on the stream. I really like what you bring to the table, your sports knowledge, and it's always a great show when you're able to attend, my man. So
Appreciate it.
you in here just in time. The question was Floyd Mayweather, Mike Tyson will have an exhibition fight sometime in the spring. Does this fight interest you, and who will win? The floor is yours, my man.
I'm a pretty big boxing fan. I'm a fan of both of them. You know we you know what we seen the last time Tyson was in the exhibition against Jake Paul. Jake Paul's a lot younger than Floyd, and and could have opposed a lot more damage to Mike than what Floyd can. But this fight doesn't interest me much in the realms of picking a winner or whatever. I think Floyd probably would win if it was a winner. I don't think Mike would be able to get his hands on Floyd. I think Floyd would still be able to move move his head around, avoid Tyson's punches, and be able to connect on Tyson by not having the quicker reflexes, being 60 something years old. So yeah, I don't have no interest in this fight. I see Floyd winning it if it was a winner determined, and I don't. That's about all I got to say on it. I don't. It doesn't interest me at all, and I'm a big boxing fan, not one bit.
Smash the like button if you're in the building. Smash that like button. Griffey Griff, let me ask you this then, man, because I think we all shared similar thoughts on this fight.
Yeah.
Is this fight party worthy? You gonna be getting the homies together, getting them good eats.
You know, you could get the homies together and probably have a good time watching it. I ain't gonna say that. You know, it's gonna be entertaining. You know, it is Floyd Mayweather and Mike Tyson. You know, they ain't no little dogs. Them is two big dogs. So you can definitely get something together and get it going on that night and have a nice time watching the fight and enjoying it, whatever, whatnot. But still, in all that, it won't interest me one bit. Like I'll tune in. Don't get me wrong. Somebody happened to invite me over. If I was to watch it, it was a free fight on Netflix or whatever, I would definitely tune in. But still, to answer your question, yes, I think it could be a get together type of thing. But as far as the interest goes and being excited about it, it's scale of 1 to 10. I give it 1.
Okay,
Give
okay.
it a 1.
Respect. Man, a lot of thoughts, a little bit of a buzz about this fight, but let's go ahead and switch gears and turn our attention to the NBA. The NBA, the NBA action resumed after the All-Star break. So I got a question for you fellas, and I'll start with you, Moss, and then Griffey Griff. Currently, who is your NBA MVP? You got guys like Shea SGA, Nikola Jokic, Luka Doncic, Cade Cunningham, Victor Wembanyama. You got a few guys that I think are being slept on as far as the NBA MVP goes. Moss, who you got as your NBA MVP currently?
If if you know me, Post, you know who I got right now as the NBA MVP right now. I've been watching this young man from Oklahoma State days. Monster, built like I don't know. Like everybody say LeBron 6'8", 6'9", 250. It's another guy. Double C's, Cade Cunningham. Right now, I'm taking as my NBA MVP. This young man has brought winning back to Motown. They've been talking about the bad boys. They've been talking about championships in Detroit. It started with a leader. That's what propelled them to those titles back in the 90s, in the 80s to the 90s, and that's what propelled them to those 90s with that team of Ben Wallace, Rip Hamilton, as we called him, Chauncey Billups, Tayshaun Prince, the whole gang. You know, Wallace. I mean, it's just so many stars they had. So I'm going Cade Cunningham, the leadership at a young age, and he got these Detroit Pistons looking like a serious threat as they just beat those Knicks earlier in this week, as we just seen in a great game. But they showed why, and Cade is my MVP.
You got Griff.
I don't know if you know. I don't know if you noticed, Moss. A couple of weeks ago, I asked this question on Facebook, and my answer was Cade Cunningham, and I also said it after the game the other night when he destroyed my New York Knicks with a 42-point double-double, almost a triple-double, two rounds away. I posted that I thought he was the MVP still, but I looked at the list of MVP candidates, and I don't want to give it to him quite yet, but he has to be in the top three. It has to be a race between him, Jokic, and Shea right now. And between the three, Cade has done more with less. He's the only offensive playmaker on that Detroit team. He's the only person that can get the ball, put it in his hands, and make something go happen. Cade is the one and only guy on that team that can do that. And the Detroit Pistons, even without him, they've been winning games. But Cade, what he's done, they're having the best record in the league right now. He's definitely top three. And if Detroit finishes the season as the number one seed in the NBA, there's no way I don't think you can't give it to him. He's been that guy. And what he did to the Knicks the other night, they didn't have no answer. OG on him, Mikhail on him, Alvarado. They even bought in the kids SoCan they just got from off of waivers from San Antonio. They couldn't put nobody on that guy. Nobody. He's clear. He's on his way to getting his first MVP. If he can continue Detroit on the track that they're going with the best record in the league, I don't see no way how you can't give it to him.
Yeah, those are great points. Currently, I would have to lean to Cade myself, but there's one guy who I think people don't talk enough about, and that is Jaylen Brown of the Boston Celtics. And I'm gonna tell y'all why.
Yeah.
29 points per game, career highs in points, assists, rebounds. Their best player is out, has been out, may not come back, may come back. We don't know, right?
Come in.
The Boston Celtics are second in the East. Why aren't more people talking about Jaylen Brown? Now, I get it. Cade Cunningham, I definitely think top three. Shea Gilgeous top three. But I think Jaylen Brown also is a top three candidate. What's y'all thoughts on that?
Oh, I definitely. Go ahead, Moss.
Nah, you good. That's what you here for, the great Griff. You
Okay.
good. Talk to him, man.
Okay. Yeah, that's a wonderful pick. What Jaylen Brown has done with the Celtics after Tatum being out all summer after his Achilles injury, Boston being the number 2 seed in the East right now. Yes, indeed, he's a MVP candidate. Would I pull him in my top 3 right now? It's kind of hard putting him over Shea or Jokic or even Cade, because I think Boston Boston, even though their supporting cast isn't that much better than Detroit's, they've been together for some years and they got championship pedigree. That's why I would put Cade over him right now because he's working with Moore and they've been there and done that. But that doesn't take away the fact that he's playing like an MVP this year. And big kudos to him because everybody thought Boston was gonna lay down this year and probably fall into the lottery or something. And they're the number 2 seed in the East, and it's mainly because of what Jaylen Brown is doing with his cast of teammates he has up there in Boston.
That
Yeah,
statement right there, what you just said, is exactly why I'm so high on Jaylen Brown this season. Go ahead, Moss.
yeah. I think when you think about Jaylen Brown, this is a guy I watched come in from high school, go to Cal. People forget he played 1 year of college basketball. Well, everybody was being the big shot at their school. Oh, Jaylen Brown was over here at Cal, putting the spin move on, pulling up at the free throw line, hitting buckets, averaging almost 20 a game as a freshman in college basketball. Went to the Celtics, took him a couple years. He got his running man. He got him a finals MVP. Jaylen Brown is very respectably right behind Cade Cunningham. I mean, like you said, the season averages, and for him not to have a Porzingis, not to have a Jason Tatum, but to lead this Boston team to feats no one, even in TD Waterhouse in Boston, feel that they should be where they're at. But oh, who's there? Mr. Political, Mr. Man himself, Jaylen Brown. And I think, it's so much that goes on in what Jaylen Brown does outside of basketball. And we can save that for another show, but I think they need to put some more respect on his name. I feel you with that. I was looking at that and the way he even performed All-Star Weekend. I think he was putting us on notice with that performance on the weekend. Like, hey, don't forget about me. The Celtics, we still here. We just won a title within the last few years, so don't count us out. And if my man come back, we really gonna be ice cold. So I think you're looking at an old school showdown. And if you think about the Pistons and the Celtics back in the day, how they used to go at it, it could be a Cade Cunningham versus Jaylen Brown in the Eastern Conference Finals.
Don't
Just
sleep
saying.
on them. Don't sleep on them Cavaliers. They coming. Them
Oh no,
Cavs are
yeah.
them
I
Cavs
mean,
are
for right
coming.
now,
I really like that Cavaliers team.
yeah,
I really
they
like that
definitely look
Cavaliers
good.
team.
So
Yeah,
let's look at SEC Sean's comment. He says Cooper Flag the easy rookie of the year. What's your thoughts?
He ain't seen Dairy Queen
nah. A
because
lot of people ain't seen Derek
Dairy
Queen.
Queen is right there. Dairy
If
Queen
you,
is right there.
yeah, you put stats there. I mean, I think everybody wants him to be sometimes. You know, I mean, he's proven what his selling floor going to be. We seeing what he's going to do. Sometimes for me, you know, if you think about a Duke player, nothing against him. It makes me think about when they picked Kyrie this high, and he went to Cleveland. He didn't have his king. Coop don't have his Batman and Kyrie. So Kyrie is not LeBron. I'm not, comparing them to in any way, but look at the record. Look at Cleveland's record, and then you look at Dallas's record in this situation. Like, I don't know. Me personally, everybody want to say Coop. I'm just gonna say I don't know. It's still in the air to me because Queen, that boy over there balling too, man. He definitely playing some great basketball.
Man, you know what's crazy is Cooper Flag is actually supposed to be in this upcoming rookie class. He reclassified so he can be a year early. Real quick, what's y'all thoughts? Do y'all think Cooper Flag would go one if he was in this upcoming draft, this upcoming year's draft? Do y'all think he'll go one?
No,
I don't think so. I don't think so.
Got you, got you.
man, he might not go top 5
I
the
think
way
he'll
this
I think he'll
class
fit in.
is.
I think he'll fit in at 5 somewhere. but I don't see
Right
not
at five.
number one. No, I don't. No, it's just too. If there's too many. There's too many. There's too many other. Too many dogs in this class. Cooper
Man,
was a clear cut number one coming out last year. He wouldn't be this year.
yeah, for sure. I couldn't see it. I mean, you think man, if we could combine last year's draft and this year's draft, it would be crazy how many people wouldn't get drafted. That was, like that. It's something what this draft class this year is doing. I think moving forward for the NBA, I think this is going to be that draft class, man. That arguably 5 to 6 years down the road, we like, wow, these. This is a class we really gotta look at. It might be the greatest. I just think they really that good because you got a lot of freshmen and they're getting better by the week in college basketball. Or it's another freshman that's topping the charts and climbing the charts, throughout their production, and they getting stronger throughout the season. So I don't know. Like I say five at the highest for Cooper Flag if he was in this year's draft. I just think it's that much talent. I think it's a lot. It's some players that's very way talented, more than him. It's my opinion.
Interesting. Uh, if, if you're in the chat, take the time to hit the like button. It helps us. It helps us out tremendously. Get this good content to a lot of different people. Subscribe to the channels. Whatever channels you viewing this on, go ahead and subscribe. Take a second, subscribe to the channels. Turn that bell notification on so you know when we drop in that game. Let's move on though. Let's take our
Real,
attention to the NFL. Oh,
real
go ahead.
quick, Coach, before we switch over to the NFL while we was talking basketball, great Griffey Griff. I know you dressed for something special. I don't know if it's work.
Yeah, I'm about to. I'm about
Talk
to. I'm
to
about
us,
to.
man.
I'm about to drop my daughter off. We got a game today. We got our sectional final today.
Yeah,
Win this,
yeah.
we go obviously I think win this one, move on to the district. But yeah, we got a game today at 1 o'clock at Harvest Prep. But I
Talk your
really, I
shit, man.
really, I really want City League TV to come check us out if we make it to the regional final. Y'all gotta get at that game.
Yes, sir. We trying to make sure with some of the stuff with the coverage is crazy. I know me and T1 talked about that. So some of that stuff, but we definitely got you on, man. We
You know,
appreciate you
I know y'all schedule be tight and everything. But I think it'll be, a big thing. A Columbus school with the opportunity to go to the state. That'll be a good, a
Oh yeah,
good, a good broadcast for y'all.
for sure. And man, just appreciate you and your journey from
Yeah.
from small up into this, man, with your daughter and her journey with basketball. A lot of people don't know how good you were at basketball, but it's in the
Okay.
genes. And just get that win today.
Yeah,
You
we gonna get
know,
that. We gonna definitely try to get this win today. Like you said, I appreciate what you said. We 3 straight district titles. We don't. She done had a pretty good high school career. Three district titles. We made the regional final last year. 4-year varsity player. I injured her sophomore year. She tore a meniscus not once but twice. So that was a little setback. But she stayed at it. Came back junior year. So senior year been solid. Chance to get to the state. Got a commitment to go play college ball. So can't complain about none of that, bro.
minor setback for a major comeback, and what she's doing, man. We just here at WTP Sports do myself, Level Up Sports 10, post game 86, man. We appreciate what your daughter Shania is doing on the court and off the court, and what you guys are doing and the parenting and just raising her to be a great kid, man. And success is only starting, man. I'm gonna
Yeah,
claim that state championship. I know the grind that those girls been on, and it's gonna pay off, especially through her injuries and her perseverance, her resilience to continue to play when you're going through something like that. I know how injuries could be. It's tough to come back from, but shout out to her hard work and dedication and get that win today. Shoot
thank
that
you,
three
bro.
ball, hit that crossover, because I'll be seeing the highlights and be that dog that we know you are. And
she
Mossberg
love
of
she
Level
love
Up
that three
Sports 10.
ball.
Yes, sir. I'm
Thank
ready
you,
for that
bro.
conversation once that state championship is in the bag this season, and I'm gonna claim it for y'all in
Thank
advance
you.
for sure.
Thank you, bro. I appreciate y'all. I just wanted to check in with y'all because, like you said, you seen me. I am getting ready to get up out of here. So y'all continue to have a good show, man. I'll holler at y'all fellas later, man.
Yes, sir, man. We appreciate you, man. We
For
appreciate
sure,
you.
man.
Salute,
Have
dog.
a good Saturday.
Hey, you
Yes,
too.
sir. Much love, man. Same to you.
Y'all
Man, my man, it's a lot of man, I can't wait for my babies to get into basketball and all that. Try to go
Man,
to
my
the game.
daughter, I got word that my daughter, man, she's going into her freshman year next year. She's doing volleyball. Bro, I am stoked. So when the young ladies is doing sports, man, it's something special. You gotta be a dad to understand that, man. None of my daughters chose to play sports. This is gonna be my first daughter that chose to actually play at the in the middle school level. My oldest, she played for 1 year. Me and her talk about it, which is funny still to this day. A ball bounced off the wrong way. She said, "Nope, I'm good," and it hit her. And still to this day, she said that was the reason she stopped playing. So I mean, respectably, she's an RN. So I'm not mad at you for putting the ball down. You still was a student athlete and doing something special today. So enough of my jabber, man.
Cool. Let's move on, man. Let's switch gears. Let's go to the NFL, right? The question is, if you were the Browns GM, will you move forward with Shadeur Sanders? And if so, what would you be looking to add around him? The floor is yours, my man.
And I'm moving forward. I'm keeping 12 on the roster. Why get rid of 12 when you got all these picks and all this availability to get the offense right? You got the all-time sack leader on the defensive side of football. What you worried about on that defense? Get the offense right. Get Shador right. Get that man some weapons so he could show us what he could do. And so he could just show y'all that y'all made a mistake. And I'm thankful because one thing is I know it's timing. He know perfect timing. So it was at the right time, right situation. He in Cleveland. Now it's time to get those much needed weapons so this boy could have a successful NFL career, as we seen him do at the college level.
Yeah, I agree. I would go forward with Shador Sanders. Um, I was very high on Shador Sanders coming out of college. I think he should have went way higher than where he went, but that's another conversation for another day. Here's the thing, Moss. Every single starting offensive lineman for the Cleveland Browns are free agents, are set to hit free agency, right?
Hmm.
So they definitely have to make sure they sign at least three or four of those guys. They have to solidify that offensive line. Now, when it comes to the draft, they'll have the opportunity to take one of those great wide receiver in the first couple picks, or they can go grab one of those elite tackles in the first couple picks. Then come back around in the 20s, whatever position you didn't take in the top, what, five or six picks,
5 or 6 picks, yeah.
either if you went wide receiver early, take that tackle. Monroe Freeland from Georgia, take that tackle at the back end of the first round. Or if you go tackle first, maybe a Denzel Boston is there for you to take in the latter part of the draft. But you got to solidify that offensive line. You got to get another elite young wide receiver for Shador Sanders because
Yeah,
like you said, that defense is devastating. I think that defense can be one of the better defenses in the NFL. And all you got, the running game is solid. Get you the tight end position. We know the tight end position. They got really good tight ends in Cleveland. Get you
yeah,
a young stud at wide receiver. Solidify that offensive line, and let's see what Mr. Sanders can do.
yeah. I think it's something because with the picks and the way things are looking, I think with the way things went, and I think about this now, Perfect timing in Shador coming in. Now you have this availability when it comes to the draft itself. So you could really go ahead and grab you that offensive tackle early. But if Tate or Makai Lemon is there, I think those are two players you cannot pass up. We all know the talent that they possess. I think those, if they're there, you have to get them. I think that offensive tackle will be rewarded to you later down that in that line. But if you have that availability in that tackle, like Francois out of Miami, I think you have to take him because we know he's oozing with talent, as we've seen Campbell from LSU and him being in the Super Bowl this year, being a Patriots rookie. So I think these young guys, man, you got to get them because they're beneficial. They don't just protect the quarterback; they put people on their backs. So got to get them big boys to make sure their job is taken care of and secured at the QB position also.
Yeah, for sure. Donnell back in the chat says a great offensive coordinator that allow him to get the ball out fast. I agree. I agree for sure. You got any more thoughts on what the Cleveland Browns can do to help Mr. Shador Sanders be successful this upcoming season?
I think they just got to surround him. I think we hitting it right on the nail. They just got to surround him with the right pieces. And it's good to see Miss Angel Farah in the building. And I'm glad you came in, man, in the comment section. Appreciate you tuning in and joining, ladies and gentlemen. Mossberg is working on something special. We actually have a sit-down meeting next week. I'm not going close, none of the details, but just know we working on something groundbreaking to bring to the podcast channel, to the show. And I think you'll love it. Post game, I think, man, you chopped it up a little bit about it. But I think you'll love it. So, man, I'm glad that you are tuning in this morning, and I greatly appreciate it.
No doubt, no doubt. We appreciate the support. Please, if you're in the chat, smash that like button. It helps us out tremendously. Subscribe to the channel, whichever channel you watching from. We live through quite a few channels on YouTube. So wherever you at, go ahead and subscribe. Smash
Yeah.
that like button.
Make sure you check out her channel. And she just dropped a new album, great music. I mean, I really don't even classify it right now in any genre. It's great music. So make sure that you tune in to that as well with Angel Farah.
Let's welcome in our man SEC Sean to the channel, to the stream. I mean, how you doing this morning, my man?
Man, we're good. I was just chilling. Was gonna stay off and kind of prep for my NASCAR stuff this weekend, but they rained down in the Atlanta area, so they canceled qualifying. So I thought, well, let me jump on here with these my homies up here and let's see what we can chop it up.
Yes, sir. Yes, sir. Appreciate you joining as well.
I, you know, is what it is. We're gonna jump on here in a little bit. After we done with this, I'm gonna chill, and then around noon, 12:30, I'm gonna go live again with laying everything out for the race weekend. You know, all the lineups and all that stuff. So make my fantasy picks, things like that.
No doubt, no doubt, no doubt. So, fellas, man, it's a heck of a week for college basketball. There's a lot of great games on this weekend, even some last night. But today we got Arizona at Houston. What a huge game in that Big 12 conference. Two of the better teams in the country. So just give me your thoughts on this game and who you got winning and why. Go ahead, SEC Sean.
Chatted on this a little bit last night too, me and Doug. I got Arizona in a close one, even though it's at Houston. Reason being is, and I told this last night, is I think Arizona has more scoring threats than Houston does. So I think if it comes down to the last couple of minutes of the game, I think Arizona has more options to score. And I just think Arizona's a more complete, well-rounded team. Not that Houston's not a good team. Don't get me wrong. I expect this to be a dogfight, but I mean, this is a Final Four matchup right here. This could be this is a national championship matchup right here. So uh, that's my take on it. I got Arizona in a close one.
And I think this was probably one of the tougher games for me for this weekend. But I watched this team last week. I'm going Houston. I'm going Houston, man. I'm a big fan of Kingston. I'm not in Jamaica, but Kingston Flemings. This kid is special, man. This young freshman. I look at comparisons to Derrick Rose, man. What college basketball team putting a true freshman point guard, putting the ball in his hands in crunch time? We've already seen him get a 40-point performance. You've got multiple 30-point games this season. Then he got the senior Sharp. You got a couple weapons that can shoot in Anderson. I forget the other transfer's name. But this Houston team is really good. You know, after watching them, I'm going with Houston at home. I think this Cougar Dome get the rock in the day. I think Sampson has these boys ready. And this is a big win. If Houston could get this, I think it's a big win. It could push them in position for March Madness. I think this is what takes Arizona out of that number one seed, out of them first four number one seeds, is this Saturday's loss at Houston. So I'm going with Houston.
Yeah, fellas, I don't know who to pick in this game. The fact that Houston is at home worries me for Arizona. The fact that Arizona won't have Cole Pete worries me. So I think Houston is definitely the favorite in this game. Um, to me, it's going to come down to guard play. We got some exciting guard matchups today. With you got Bradley and Burries, you got Kingston and not Kingston, but Flemings and those guys. So to me, it's going to come down to second chance points and who's able to win the guard matchups, like Bradley and Burries. If they can outscore those guards at Houston, I think they'll put themselves in the good position to knock off Houston at home. If they have to keep this game close through the duration of the game, they can't let Houston take off. They definitely got to keep it close and try to steal one at the end, because this is a really good Houston team, and this definitely could be a Final Four matchup or possibly even a national championship matchup. But the rebounding for me is going to be key, and who's able to shine and win those guard matchups. Any more thoughts, fellas?
Yeah, I think just start itself with the rebound. And being a BYU fan now, watching us play both of these teams, rebounding was crazy. Like those teams, they definitely will get after it on the boards. So, like you said, I'm looking at the rebounds and guard play, man. I think we looking at some of the top guards in college basketball in the Big 12 as well. You know, Burries, talking about Flemings, freshman. It's crazy. You know, then you got Bradley for Arizona, a senior leader. So they definitely coming at you in multiple ways, like SEC Sean said. I don't know what it is about Houston this last couple of weeks that's seem like they picking up steam. You know, they picking up steam in the right time.
I'll throw in a little extra on this. I think Arizona has to withstand the energy in the start of the game. That Houston crowd's going to be electric. Those people love that Houston Cougar basketball team down there. It's going to be crazy. Arizona has to. If Houston jumps out to a double-digit lead, that place is just going to get more and more and more hard to do anything in. And you hear about communication in the college football with the crowd noise. It can affect your, calling plays. If you're yelling out, screen, 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 you may not hear them. So Arizona has to withstand the energy early in my mind. And you dead on post. They got to keep it close.
Yeah, no doubt, no doubt, no doubt. We got another banger of a matchup, fellas. Michigan, number one Michigan at Duke today. Mossberg, lead us off, man. Who you got winning this game, and what are some keys to victory for either one of these teams?
This is probably one of the, of course, tougher matchups too when it comes to when a non-conference this late in the season. Um, Michigan's not number one for no reason. They're not no slouch. They really coming at you in different ways. But I think one of the key factors for me with this Michigan team having a Cadeau. Cadeau has experience playing in Cameron, playing against this Duke team. So I think having that experience and you coming in with the number one team, they have to beat you in their place. It's easier going there, but we know what the Dookies are like. We know what the Cameron crazies are. And Miss Graham, I'm sorry, little bro, I'm sorry. I got Lindenborg and Parlay Poe, Big Bronny Hughes, OG. I got your Wolverines today in a close battle against the Booze brothers. Michigan by 2 in a thriller. Instant classic. This is something that takes me back to Grant Hill, Chris Webber. I think about all those. This is the first time they've played in a number one, number two matchup since then. And Michigan, Duke won. Michigan wins. Lindenborg for 30.
Okay, okay. SEC Sean, what you got, my man?
Man, first off, this game isn't at Duke. This game is in Washington, D.C., at the Capital One Center. So that's an advantage for Michigan, is not having to face all those little dudes jumping around all over the place. I don't think this game's close. I honestly don't. I think Michigan blows them out. I think Michigan beats them by 12, 14 points easy. I think Michigan has the size to contain Boozer. I think Michigan's right there with Arizona as best team in the nation. I know Arizona has dropped a couple games in a row, but when's the last time we saw an undefeated college basketball team in Division One? I mean, be real about that. So,
Miami, Ohio.
Let's put them up. Speaking of them, I'm gonna get a comment about them after we're done with this game. I heard yesterday me and Doug talked about. My biggest thing is this is the weirdest time of the year to have a super matchup between, what is it, 1 and 3 this late in the season, and they're out of conference. That's a little weird to me, the way the scheduling worked out with that. So I'm excited for it. Don't get me wrong, but just odd to me. Arizona, Houston, yeah, that's a 2-4, but they're in the same conference. So I see that matchup, but this one I don't. Weird to me.
Some new thing I think they added on their schedule where they play that late non-conference game matchup like this.
So yeah, it will be at a neutral site. Man, I love this matchup. I don't know how we got blessed like this at the point of time of the season it is, but I'm happy we got this matchup. For me, this game is going to come down to which one of those bigs for Duke or Michigan can avoid foul trouble. Can Lindenborg avoid foul trouble? Can Boozer avoid foul trouble? Because to me, that's the most intriguing matchup that I'm looking forward to on the day. I love Lindenberg. I love Boozer. These are some big, strong guys who can score, who can rebound. To me, that's where the matchup is. Can those guys avoid foul trouble and stay in the game? I'm going to lean towards Michigan today. I like this Duke team, but I think this Michigan team is legit and they're the real deal. And I can see them pulling a close win today against Duke. I know Michigan, like Mossberg says, owes Duke a little something from the past, and I think they're gonna get it done. I think the world of Lindeborg, man. I just think he's just a physical, throwback guy,
Yeah.
So, and if you know anything about his story, he had to overcome some things to even play the college game. So, I'm gonna go with Michigan today, fellas. Any other thoughts on this game?
Sarr and Evans, two names that I think about as big X factors. And I think this game for big for both of them. They coming off stretches of playing great basketball, shooting a three defensively on both of their part. If Sarr and Evans combine for 5 threes in this game, that could smell trouble because that means they're stretching the floor. That middle is open. Boozer is figuring things out. When Evans and Sarr is on, their defense, they rise. So I think those are two players that I'm looking forward to watching today, see how they play in this big game against Michigan. Their size and athleticism, I think, playing a big part as well against Michigan's size. So those are the two players. I think Boozer's going to be all right. I think he's going to be Booze. And we really haven't had that matchup of where we looking at him like this number 1 pick versus the number 2 pick. So you can really look at Boozer and watch his quality of the way he plays today and look like, man, where do he sit in the draft? Because this kid is special. I've been watching Boozer and he could go. So even though I got Michigan, those are my things to look out for. Evans, Sarr, big time X factors, opening up that middle for Boozer to put in work.
No doubt, no doubt. SEC Shine, you got anything else on this matchup?
No, pretty much touched on it all for this matchup. Um, Only thing I'll mention is if we're done with this matchup, if we're ready, I heard some stuff yesterday about that Miami of Ohio team that kind of made me raise my eyebrows. I don't know if y'all seen or heard it.
Go ahead.
Because their strength of schedule is so bad, they're saying that if they lose a game and if they lose a game and don't win their tournament, they could be left out. I don't see how you can leave like a 30-1 team or 30-2 team out of the tournament in my mind, but that's been thrown out there that because of their strength of schedule, they could be just left out if they don't win their tournament or if they lose a game. And I'm just like, okay. And if you're a bubble team like my Aggies are a bubble team, you don't want them to lose because that's if they do get into the tournament and whoever wins their conference tournament, that's a bid stealer.
Yeah.
So I'm kind of curious what your thoughts on do you think that a team with, let's say they finish the season 30-1 and lose in the semifinals of their conference tournament, do you think they should be left out because their strength of schedule is so weak? I don't think so. That's my opinion.
Go ahead.
I don't think they should. I don't think they should. I think, your schedule is your schedule. But I don't think they got to make sure they win their conference championship to solidify that spot so they can't take anything from them. But relying on the strength of schedule is going to be tough. I personally wouldn't leave them out, but we know the NCAA is the NCAA. So if I'm them, I'm focused on winning that conference championship so they can leave no doubt.
Yeah, man, that's tough. I say the same. I'm in the same way. They just gotta win. And then it makes me think, oh, well, now here we go. We got to put this into another few more teams into the tournament. Got to stretch out this tournament now. It's been 68 for so many years, play-ins now. So now they're going to have to go reevaluate that, instead of those first 4 being out. Those first 4 are going to be in, and then they're going to have to figure out, what they do from there. Put a couple more teams in. But I think they're going to definitely make the tournament committee figure some things out. If they don't win a championship, but I got Miami winning that championship as well this year. It's great to see what they're doing in college basketball. Make it the committee use they noggin. Let's go.
Yeah, that's a really good question. Man, this has been a real fun show. I've had a ball. We're down to our last question. Um, I think it's pretty exciting to ask. So, you bring back any athlete ever and drop them in the sport they played in their prime, who would it be? And how would they do in this current era of their respective sport?
I'll I'm gonna jump off. I don't think that this is the easiest. I mean, a lot of people when you ask this question are gonna jump and say, "Give me LeBron" or "Give me Jordan." Give me Jordan. Give me Jordan. This isn't Jordan style era NBA. Um, I'm gonna change it up, and I'm gonna give you two. One from baseball and one from hockey.
You, I
I'd
knew
love to
you
see
would go
Mickey.
to.
I'd love to see Mickey Mantle playing in this era of baseball. Five-tool player. I'd love to see Mickey Mantle in his prime play. One of my favorite baseball players of all time. I think he'd be phenomenal in this era of baseball, especially with the ability to have a DH. I mean, you could just let Mick have a couple of days off to rest his knees and just let him just smash. Um, and if you want to jump over to hockey, give me Wayne Gretzky. I'd love to see Wayne Gretzky in this wide open, more offensive minded NHL. Um, I think he would be phenomenal to watch in this. So those would be my two.
You was in my back pocket with that Gretzky, man. It's crazy because knowing how I thought about that record, I had Wayne Gretzky. I had him, like, that was who I had chose. Um, man, but then you made me think with the second one. I know, man, FanDuel Zay gonna feel me. Rest in peace to the late great, man. I'm bringing Kobe Bryant with that Mamba mentality to today's NBA. I thought about it. Wayne Gretzky was the one. I'm bringing Kobe to the NBA because the way he taught so many people in the game of basketball as he was great in his prime and as he continued, before he retired. So, man, rest in peace to the late great Kobe, man. But I would bring Kobe back, man. Nothing like watching the playoffs, knowing when Cole put on that purple jersey and he on the road that he dropping 30 to 40 points. So I don't know. It was Kobe for me. Wayne Gretzky was the one I thought of outside of that because seeing that hockey record broken this past last year, it was something special. So I'm going with Kobe, bringing him back to the NBA, getting that All-Star game going, getting that competitive spirit, giving some of this young generation that Mamba mentality because they definitely need it.
Man, this is such a fun and interesting question because there's so many greats across any sports league, any
Yeah.
professional league that we could see if you drop them in this era in their prime. How would they do? Would they dominate? Would they just be an average Joe? A lot of rule changes. I think if you drop Mike or Kobe off in this era, I think they would average close to 40, if not above. It's so wide open. It's rare defense. I mean, you got the great one, the king, Wayne Gretzky in hockey. In baseball, you think about pitchers like Nolan Ryan and guys like that. I mean, boxing, Sugar Ray Leonard, Muhammad Ali. How would they fare in this era?
It's-
Man, it's so many ways. It's so many, you know, different ways you can go when this question is asked. I wanted to say Kobe, but you said Kobe. I think Kobe would be tremendous in this era. I definitely think he would change a few guys who think he's not one of the greatest. He would change their opinion if he was dropped off in this era. But I want to see. I'm gonna just say this guy because y'all took some guys. I want to see Shaq in this era, prime Shaq.
Yes, sir. I
What
had
would
it down on my paper.
what would prime Shaq look like in this era of basketball? Will he still bulk up like he did when he got to the Lakers and punish guys, or will we see the slimmer, more agile, faster Shaq that was in Orlando with Penny Hardaway? That would be interesting to see because in this era of basketball, they getting up and down is really positionless. So it'd be interesting to see how Shaq would do as far as his body went. Would he stay slimmer like he was with the Orlando Magics and Penny Hardaway, or would he bulk up and be that dominant force like he was with the Lakers? So I would pick Shaq just based off that question. I would want to see how Shaq would do in this current era of NBA basketball.
Man, I like that. I was thinking about that too because I'm like Shaq in Orlando running like a gazelle, dunking on Wemby. I mean, I had him on my list. It was so many people that was on this list. Kobe and Shaq definitely on the basketball side. Gretzky hockey. I thought about Jesse Owens. I thought about Pistol Pete. Um, even Michael Johnson in them gold suit shoes on the track and field. Like that's something I thought about as well. Ooh, he said. Ooh.
Oh, that's a good one. Donnell in the chat. Thanks for tuning in and supporting my man. He said Lawrence Taylor with the tomahawk chop in the NFL, he would change the game again. Now, Lawrence Taylor in this era, where would he play? Because he was a middle linebacker. But I would think with his ability to get after passer, they would line him on the edge more. That's a really interesting one. What's your thoughts on that?
Man,
I think you just take Lawrence Taylor and put him anywhere on the field you want and just tell him go.
there it is. That's it. I mean,
I mean, you want to line him up at nose tackle? I don't care. You want to line him up at safety? I don't care.
he getting there.
Just go. But go ahead with your thoughts on that, Moss. And then I got an NFL player I want to see what y'all's thoughts are would be.
I just I don't think we could go wrong with. I mean, any player but this one. And what's going on today's NFL? Man, man, go ahead, SEC, Sean. Taylor
Well,
special.
to put it a little bit, we mentioned some different sports and players, which was good. I'd love to see it. What would Dan Marino do in this era of NFL?
Man,
He
or
would get him
Montana.
a Super Bowl.
Well, but Marino never won one.
He would get him one.
That's what I'm thinking,
Yeah, he could really get him a Super Bowl in this era.
right?
He,
He
I,
remind me of. Go ahead.
I think Marino, because a lot of people don't know, a lot of the younger guys don't know, or sports fan period, they don't know the kind of arm talent Dan Marino had. And with today's rules in the era, I think he would be slicing up defenses. Like you would see like multiple years of 5,000 yards passing,
Yeah.
multiple 40 plus touchdown years. I
Yep.
mean, the reason why I say a Joe Montana, you can't bust up the quarterbacks like you did when he played. So what Marino guys like Montana, I think they would absolutely dominate this era of football.
I agree, man. I think Marino, a lot of, like you said, a lot of people don't know who he is. You watch Matthew Stafford. This is Matthew Stafford is this era's Dan Marino, just my opinion. The way he throws the ball, his yardage, and what he do, even though he got him a Super Bowl. I look at Stafford at how he was going in that way, but Marino would definitely get him a couple Super Bowls, man, possibly a back to back. Because I mean, we know what he could do with the ball offensively, but just the way, as you said, he spin that thing like accurate, gets the ball there. I mean, special, elite.
Yeah, you could take almost any of those quarterbacks if you think about it. Marino, Kosar, um, you know, with the ability to throw the ball like you can now. Marino was putting up 3,500 yards in the 80s
In the
when
80s,
nobody
man.
threw the ball.
Yeah.
He might hit 7,000 in this era. You know, you give
He
him
might have.
his fun bunch back. What was it? Mark Clayton, Duper. Give him the
Mhm.
you know.
Man, that's crazy.
Yeah, it's so many different. I mean, it's so many different players we can talk about from the past. If you threw them into this era and how they would do. Donnell had another interesting one. Mike Vick. How would Mike Vick do currently in his prime? He definitely,
Ooh.
with his arm talent and his speed and agility, definitely would be a showstopper.
I
But
would.
man, there's so many different players across so many different sports that we would love to see in their prime in the current era. Go ahead, Moss.
Nah, you good. You good. Just thinking about the boxing when we was thinking about that when you had talked about Sugar Ray Leonard. I just keep thinking about different sports and bringing people back. Um, I would bring Tyson and Roy Jones back in their prime to possibly go off at it with each other. Man, you talking about two left hands that's probably so dangerous to the boxing world, man. Like just epic. Rocky Marciano. I mean, it's so many throwback boxers. If we brought back in the prime today, the heavyweight class would be barbecue every Saturday night because it's gonna be a banger on. We got to shut the city down for these fights on Saturday. That's how good it would be.
Yeah, Donnell also said Warren Moon. A lot of people don't know how good Warren Moon was.
Run and shoot offense, man. Listen, whew,
Yeah, you bring that Houston run and shoot, and it's going to get crazy.
they ain't gonna know what to do. They ain't gonna.
And it,
That offense was crazy.
yeah, and you know, to your point on boxing, Moss, a lot of people don't understand this about Muhammad Ali in his prime. It wasn't that he was a devastating puncher. It was that he was about 6'2", 200 plus pounds, and can move how he
Move.
moved. When he say float like a butterfly, he meant that. He was floating like a butterfly, bro. And that's what
Yeah,
made Muhammad Ali, in my opinion, so great was his size combined with his ability to move like that. So, any more thoughts before we get out of here, fellas?
and just stay tuned in, man. I'm locking in. Got an interview locked in for Sunday evening at 5 p.m. Man, as we speak, he's preparing for a big game that tips off in about a half hour, 45 minutes in a City League championship. You got Afrocentric at Centennial, looking to get a couple other things going as far as next week as well. Got to sit down and looking to bring something special to the stream in the next few weeks and moving forward throughout the rest of this year. And outside of that, I know SEC Shine got some great things coming with the NASCAR. Of course, we got some great talks in the morning coming for you all as well. But outside of that, with my jabbering, I'm gonna just sit back. And don't forget SEC Shine. You could get you some of this. It's a non-alcoholic brew. It's the Good Liar. It's pretty good. It's an IPA. stay reckless. So make sure you tap into that good liar, man. This is pretty good, man. Definitely.
And if they want to sponsor the WTP Sports Dudes, we'll take it.
Always, man. Always. Got to go make a visit.
We'll all crack a can every day.
Oh, I definitely would.
Sponsorship. Anything in closing, SEC?
Here's a quick little. This is something we can talk about in the chat. Something for a future show, because this made me think of it. The question we just did, which was we could spend a whole show on this question, by the way. But let's see if we can get something together where name a player you'd like to see injury free, that their career wasn't cut short by injury.
Oh man,
and what would they do?
Bob Sanders.
Tracy McGrady.
See, I go a different route, and he played not too long ago in baseball. I'd love to see what Josh Hamilton could have been if he'd not got all screwed up with drugs and everything.
You talking about a bat with a metal plate at the end of it?
Dude.
Wow.
I saw him play for my Rangers for a couple years, and he was the most phenomenal athlete I've seen, as far as on a baseball field. But injuries and too much drugs got him. If he would have stayed straight, and I'd love to see him. He might have broke most damn records in baseball.
Because that boy was special for sure. I like that. We're gonna definitely tap into that. Because I like Tracy McGrady.
I want to dive it too deep into that, because we can say that for tomorrow morning.
Right.
That's an excellent question. But off top, I'm just going to say Bob Sanders. What a devastating safety that was. But I mean, great show, fellas. Like the video, subscribe to our channels. You see our channel scrolling at the bottom. You can find all of our individual podcasts on YouTube. We appreciate the support, and we out of here. Peace.
Yes, sir. Peace. Appreciate y'all tuning in.